So, I think that there needs to be a literal cost to properly, I think dislike, but hate or something, I don't know what the proper term, I think we need to expand out the I like this, I dislike this. Um, they can still go with it. I would say I enjoyed this, I didn't enjoy it, and then there would be a third option for content that you dislike. However, to dislike or hate or despise or detest something, you would actually have to pay for that thing. And this is going to be probably the weirdest concept for a plethora of people to grasp, that I'm telling, I think that you should have to pay to hate a video. But I think that if you really, really hate a video, that if you paid, I don't know, a fraction of a penny to say that I despise this, like a tenth of a penny, and a million people or whatever pay to despise that, that prompts YouTube to actually have someone look into that video so that you would actually be able to have someone get paid. And it would be an interesting thing to contract it out so that, people would actually be able to claim that money for properly reviewing it. So when a video gets dinged enough, you actually have YouTube have a way to incentivize contractors or employees to go and check out that video and to really, really review it and see if it's a violation. And so if you think there's an inappropriate video, you can literally ding it and someone's going to be incentivized. And you could do it as weird contractors where it would be more rational that if people in a certain country are dinging it, that a contractor from that country looks into that video and sees if it's inappropriate or offensive for that culture. I mean, there's certain things that could be dinged because they're more geared towards the United States and they're going to offend people not all in the United States, but maybe in another country. However, to be restricted from that country, I think the contractors would need to be from that country. And so it's a way of incentivizing videos that are being watched a lot in a specific country to then have somebody from that country who speaks those languages, understands those perceptions, that slang, whatever it is, to have contractors that would get paid. And so you can enjoy, not enjoy, or completely dislike, hate, slash, but the dislike, hate, slash, that would really be in the red. If you were to color code this green, yellowish, and then red right here, would show you how controversial a video is. And so this is just a way of properly trying to police videos, and it doesn't have to be extreme. But yeah, I'm literally saying I think YouTube should be charging to really, really dislike a video. And the point would be, they could take it, they would earn money, but you'd be basically incentivizing someone. If enough people hate a video, you basically get someone who's contracted out to look into these things for them to review these videos properly and see how appropriate that video is for the country it's in. And the thing is, if you see a video that you think is grotesque, offensive, should be banned. You can try to dislike it. You can post why you think it's offensive. But to do that, you gotta give them a tenth of a penny. And then it happens. And sure, certain people who dislike someone reviewing a video could send their mob of fans over there to hate on a video. But you could actually ding it so that if you're doing that kind of content where you're just throwing it out and like you've done it like 1,000 times, a million times to videos that should not be considered offensive, and that's kind of what this button is going to be there for, content that you, then you're probably going to be charged like a little more. Like, okay, fine, it's a tenth of a cent, it's a hundredth of a cent to start with, I don't care. But then, oh wow, you're doing this all the time to just a political view that you clearly dislike. Well, now it's going to cost you like 10 cents or 5 cents or something if you do it like a million times. Would be kind of a way to increase it for people who seem to be violating the like tag, but to make a video be disliked in the red, yeah, I think it would be a more interesting place where to completely hate on a video, you gotta pay something, so that you have a way of incentivizing YouTube to be able to hire people. And basically that would be what it would be. If a video is being hated on, you can claim some percentage of whatever that is. I mean, if 1 million people have hated on a video and you're getting a tenth of a cent, that's a pretty good payout possibly of going there and trying to properly review it. And if you properly review it, then you get to claim whatever percentage YouTube will deem. Like maybe half of it goes directly to YouTube and half of it goes to the contractor. I don't know. But yeah, they're always going to take a cut. I don't know what to tell you. I would seriously assume that if you did that, YouTube will take a cut. But it's a way of monetizing policing of extreme content. So if something is purely a horrific violation, then it's reviewed. And granted, this type of thing could just be like, oh, if you're in top tier, then they incentivize people watching your video, and those top tier people will probably get dinged, like I said in another video, to a different tier, where you have a premium tier for companies that are incredibly particular, like Victoria's Secret, Coca-Cola, Volkswagen, Ford type commercials, those ones that don't want controversy. Well, this also helps them out because, if some video seems controversial, it's going to, people have a way of just throwing a tenth of a penny at a view, and if enough people throw a tenth of a penny saying that this is offensive, then it's going to be caught. And I'm sure people have mixed feelings, but it incentivizes people to be paid to review videos. So, to make something turn red, and that could be a thing. I mean, if you get dinged with 1 million hates, you have like a redness to the frame of the video when you watch it, or something. I don't know. But that would definitely be interesting. Like, you can change like the hue of the outer limit of a video from like different colors. I mean, if people love a video so much, maybe it goes from blue, maybe it starts out as red. I'm not red, like blue's the best, green is really good, yellow is just average meh, and then controversial videos start turning red. And I mean, it could also help parental guidelines because And I'm sure some people would hate that because, I mean, if you're doing a video and some person decides to send his mob of supporters to ding you, well, then maybe you get knocked off of an age content. Like the second something goes red, anyone under 13 count is restricted or something. I don't know. But then at that level, it's going to be reviewed, you know? So it also makes people probably, I mean, you could probably, if you wanted, to a degree, dislike it more than once, but you're going to be charged. And it could be incredibly interesting to really dislike a video. I mean, this could be a weird way for YouTube to generate more money by like, oh yeah, you get 10 dislikes for, a tenth of a cent, then it increases to like a penny, and then 2 cents, 3 cents, or what, I don't know. Or it increases by like a penny, 5 cents, 10 cents, a quarter. I mean, if you want to throw like enough, then you incentivize it. But there would probably be a restriction too. Like you can only do like 100 per account of like some level of trying to tag a video. And then you might actually have to pay more if you keep doing it. I mean, you can do it, but it's going to cost you way, way more to ding a video if they think that you're a hardcore abuser of that system. There could be literally an algorithm where if you just throw too much at videos that are then undeemed controversial by reviewers, yeah, you'll be able to do it, but YouTube's going to charge you a lot of money to ding these videos in the future. But I would just find that as an interesting way of like increasing revenue for YouTube on that remark. But the theme would be, if a video is bad, you can make it so that someone is going to look at it who has the authority to see how bad the video is. And I don't know if that would be good necessarily. I'm hoping that the really bad videos, the ones that should really not be on the site, would be less likely to be seen. And then basically it would just be more of a way of policing the tier system, where, I mean, the second something goes red, you're knocked into what I talked about, the extreme version of YouTube where controversial creators are. But that was done in another video, and you can go out there and check out my argument for a 3-tiered YouTube system if you would like to enjoy it. But this is just an argument to charge for hate on a video. And you could still not enjoy it. And that's what I would think would be a moral way. Instead of like, dislike, enjoy, not enjoy, and then dislike would be a version of turning it red. And then maybe dislike would be worth 10 cents. Hate would be worth 10 times a dislike or something. There's so many different ways you could do this. And I literally think it would be interesting to have like a trim color where beloved, very loved videos are shown up with like a blue or a green hue. Mediocre videos have like a nice little yellow hue to it. Unless people deem yellow as more angelic, and then maybe that would be the highest level of the tier, would be actually yellow. I'm thinking more of like traffic lights where green means go, yellow means, just watch out, which is the middle one, and then red is like stop. But yeah, I mean, you could choose whatever color codings you want. to mean different things. And then you could literally, you could expand out. And then in the tabs, they have these hues, which are voted on by how people think the video is, which would be different, and maybe that aspect is not easy to understand. But you could have a voting thing that could turn the video pink, purple, different colors. But I'm assuming red would be bad. you could have diversity, and granted, maybe they would start charging for some of that more interesting things of ways of like, I don't, pink could be very feminist or whatever driven. I don't know. And maybe that would just be too silly. But, or pink could just be very, very geared for kids. Very geared for kids. If you think that this is an awesome video for kids, you can turn the video pink. I don't know. You could expand out more of the like and the dislike. And back to the main theme. You could literally have it in the tabs as a hue. So you could vote a certain way of loving it, disliking it. I mean, a hue could be like, you think that this video is very thought-invoking, or this video is full of action, and it turns a video into like a hue for action. This video is going to be a lecturing video, and it's a different hue because people voted it that way. There would be more diversity in just that. However, to ding it, to make it red, to make it kind of bad, you have to pay for it. And then at a certain level, then contractor can go there and collect that, money that's on the video to review it. And then technically if you're doing that, people can still hate on it. And red doesn't always necessarily have to be bad. It could just be the most controversial video on the site turns red, and a lot of people pay for it to be turned red. But I think that red should honestly be bad. Maybe red that goes more towards black is really the ones that get dinged off the site or something. You could do different codings of like, red means that it becomes a content thing, and a certain shade of red means that you must be 18 to watch it, if people deem it that way, until someone's paid to actually review it. And then, the thing is, someone can review it, they can think that it's fine, and if more people keep dumping on that video, then a new contractor has to come there, and then you keep incentivizing more eyes to review that video, for better or for worse. And so that would just be an interesting way of incentivizing some aspect of viewers being able to trigger some level of actual policing on the site of videos. And there's 1,000 videos that would be incredibly inappropriate for a whole host of things. And I mean, if you're seeing a video that should be for kids, and they claim that it is, and it's a little too chicka bow wow for kids, you can vote it that way. You can vote it into the red. You can ding it as sexually explicit, and maybe there would be a certain hue of red, or whatever, or maybe maybe sexually explicit would go pink. I don't know. I think that it would be incredibly easy to click on YouTube videos and have like a hue, like a glow around them of a certain shade means certain things by people who vote on it. I think that'd be incredibly interesting, and would allow regular viewers to kind of categorize certain videos a certain way. It would just be more interesting on that aspect. And you could ding it so that you would incentivize people to look at videos you think are horrific. And that's just another idea that I think YouTube is failing on, is they could literally charge you to police the site. And if you find a video offensive, then you're going to throw a tenth of a penny at it to say this is not a cool video. I don't think that would be incredibly extreme. And then, honestly, the adverse of that is to really hate on a video, you would have to attach yourself and probably some kind of account that could pay for it. And then you would not be able to have, like, rationally bots just come in or whatever to seriously ding a video. For the benefit aspect of charging, that, you know, randos can't just try to dump on it, and then if they try to dump on a video too much, they can't just have fake sites that come in and hate on videos unless they want to attach some level of money, which I think that you should probably start restricting the ability for fake accounts on it for these type of things, for like comedy and whatnot, to create more accountability and probably a better platform. So, but that would be an argument for a different video. And so, I don't know if this is a little too strange, but this is the one video that I did, and what I'm saying is, if you saw this and this was geared directly for very young kids and you thought, oh well, I don't think that maybe my 5-year-old should be watching this, which this is not that extreme, but this is, to me, it's just dancing, but to each their own. You could then say, oh, I think that this is too visually, so I'm going to ding it that way. And then you would be able to incentivizing policing. And grant, there could be, to respect certain cultures, there are certain cultures where this would be deemed incredibly too much. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know how well that would just fly in India. Even though I think that's kind of silly. That's my personal view, but it would be a way of policing and incentivizing policing. Because basically, the onus would no longer be on the company to hire someone. The onus is on you, the viewer, to throw in a tenth of a penny and have enough other people agree with you to throw in a tenth of a penny to say that I don't think that a video is appropriate or not. And so I don't know. I hope that my argument is interesting, and I hope that maybe it caused you to think that there could be some level of a more interesting YouTube. Or the other thing is, these ideas don't necessarily have to be on YouTube. You can go out there and you can create competition for YouTube. You can create your own site, and maybe some of these ideas will help you and make your site more versatile and interesting and more popular for people. Because, and if you're starting a new site and trying to compete with the monolith that is YouTube, well, if people are able to ding a video and it generates revenue for you, it might help you grow if you're trying to create your own site. So, have a wonderful day.